Both the federal and state government are taking steps to limit access to the food stamp program at a time when the numbers of people receiving that help continues to grow. In April, Oklahoma set another new record with more than 613,000 people getting help buying food. Many of those are children. Food insecurity in Oklahoma has grown to the point that public schools now find themselves on the front lines in the battle against hunger.
Norman, Oklahoma is an affluent city. Its populace educated and well employed. But something is beginning to change. Last year, the main reason children went to see the school nurse was because they were hungry. About half of the children in Norman public schools now qualify for free or reduced price lunches, and that is also new.
And that's a significant change from what we've had in previous years over a period of time.
Sharon Hately is Director of Guidance and Counseling for Norman Public Schools. For some of her students, hunger is now a chronic problem.
We are seeing more and more students coming to us with needs of what we sometimes say as chronic hunger. It's something that happens on a regular basis.
The food bank has helped schools with food supplies for years through their backpack programs aimed at helping kids with nutritional needs over the weekend. But now it's become an everyday thing, and Ms. Hately doubts that Norman is alone in seeing an increasing number of children who live in homes where food is scarce.
It has become more of an issue in our community, and I would think it's fairly safe to say in all communities.
A year ago, the Western Oaks Middle School in the Putnam City School District opened up a small food pantry to help students who were spending the weekend hungry. Terry Cobb, the school counselor, is in charge of the pantry.
It is a small room, but we just got started last year. So we actually, as a middle school for Putnam City, are one of the first that has actually taken on the food pantry and has made it usable here in our school.
Every facility in the Putnam City School District now has a food pantry. Ms. Cobb says the number of kids who seek out help is still small, but it is growing.
We're finding that as middle school kids, their age, they get a little embarrassed about taking food home.
And there are any number of reasons why kids may show up at school hungry.
There's issues of unemployment, mobility, illness. There are many crises in families' lives that just make it difficult to provide food.
Basil is one of the 340 or so kids who spend hours every day after school at the Boys and Girls Club of Oklahoma County, a population of children that will rise to more than 370 during the summer. When Basil gets to the club, she, like nearly every other kid in the building, heads to the same place first every day, the kitchen.
I eat, and then I either go to the gym. Well, yeah, I do. Either to do homework or to play.
Food, Basil says, is always on her mind right after school, just like everybody else.
If you're hungry.
Are you hungry when you get here?
Yes.
Well, didn't you just have lunch?
Like 3 hours ago.
Jane Sutter is president and CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of Oklahoma County. She says food plays a very important role for the kids in the club.
Art, music, drama, computers, sports activities, all these wonderful things for our club members to do. But if you're hungry, none of it is enjoyable or educational or very rewarding.
The degree to which public schools across the state find themselves faced with issues that follow their students from home to the classroom is exampled by the work Angel Sanchez does every day at the Western Heights School District. Angel is an SBSS, a school-based service specialist, a social worker employed by the Department of Human Services to work in a school. Half her salary is paid by the school district, the rest comes from DHS. The food pantry at Western Heights goes through more than 1,500 pounds of food a month. They also have clothes for the entire family. And there's more.
We do home visits and find the need if the family isn't already aware of the need. We help with truancy. We now we help with the feeding and clothing of families, not just the children, but the whole family.
There are about 100 school-based service workers in 80 of the state's more than 500 school districts, a program that was bigger when it started, but is now on the decline, and not because the need has gone down.
Schools can't find the funding. A lot of schools relied on grant money, and they lost their grant money. But Mr. Kitchens, the superintendent here at Western Heights, he incorporated us into his budget because he's seen how important it was to have us here.
Angel says Western Heights' holistic approach to education is what has kept her and others in the district on the job.
They care beyond that 3:30, 4 o'clock bell. They want to make sure that their family, which is anyone that lives in the district, is helped in any and every way possible.
An approach that is proving to be of great value to schools everywhere, because public schools now do much more than just teach kids how to read, write, and do arithmetic.
The important thing is to be in tune, because every child in this community is our child. And every child in this community, every baby, every teen, they deserve to eat and to grow up right. And so I would say get involved in your community.
The education, the joy, the art, the life out there cannot really occur if people are hungry. And so we could not do what we do for our members without being a food bank partner. And so I just want the world to know how appreciative we are of that.
Fourth grader Basil has already been thinking about her future. She wants to be a teacher and a fashion designer when she grows up, careers she decided upon in the second grade. Food insecurity is not part of her life. She will eat when she gets home from Boys and Girls Club, and she has a view of those who may not.
You'll have supper after this? Do all the kids have supper after this?
I hope.
But maybe some don't?
Maybe. Homeless people.
Increasingly in Oklahoma, it's not homeless people who are missing out on a meal as often as it is a child or a family in a home where, for whatever reason, hunger is a daily fact of life.